You're back with On the Move. Just going to tell you about this breaking news that we've got at the moment. It says Xinhua news agency saying that the UN Security Council is to meet in an emergency session. They're going to be discussing the situation in Libya at the moment. Right, well, joining us from Dubai to talk about the events folding in that part of the world is Taufiq Rahim. He is visiting scholar at the Dubai School of Government. Taufiq Rahim, thank you very much indeed for joining us. Well, the UN Security Council emergency meeting taking place, according to the Xinhua news agency. What can they do, if anything?
Well, I mean, I think the least that they can do is issue a, president's statement. Perhaps they can move towards a Security Council resolution. That's difficult to see right now. But maybe they can unify the voices of condemnation against what Gaddafi and his regime are doing right now in Libya. Don't forget that in the past few days, the European countries, especially being oil recipients of Libya, have kind of wavered in their condemnation. So perhaps this can bring it all into one place.
Okay, what about the situation itself there at the moment? Who have you been talking to, and what's your view as to the position there of the colonel?
Well, I mean, I think the east of the country is definitely out of the control of the government. Especially the second city of Benghazi is completely in the control of the opposition. We saw also military defections in Benghazi. Now the protests have spread to Tripoli. I spent a lot of time there in 2009. There was nothing like there is today in terms of people are out in the main square, in Green Square. There are some pitch battles that happen with plainclothes policemen and protesters. A lot of brutal activities taking place. But as of now, Tripoli is still in the control of the Gaddafi regime, as tenuous as that grip is.
But is it in the grip of Muammar Gaddafi or another Gaddafi?
That is what's unclear. I mean, Saif al-Islam, his second son, was the one who made that 45-minute rambling speech the other night, and not his father. And it's unclear whether Muammar Gaddafi is necessarily in charge, but he's still assumingly very much present in Libya. He's been loosening a little bit of the controls in the last couple of years, so it's not that surprising that he's not taking the lead role necessarily at this moment.
Well, of course, this begs the question, if Muammar Gaddafi does fall here, who's next?
Well, that's true. I mean, I think if you look at the situation unfolding in the Gulf, in Bahrain and Yemen, you already have demonstrations in process, you could say, as well as demands in both of those countries for the head of state, the president and the king in Bahrain, president in Yemen, the king in Bahrain, to step down. Whether that's going to happen in the next couple of weeks is unsure, but I think as soon as the situation closes in Libya, attention will focus towards the Gulf. I think it's too early to say what exactly will happen in Saudi Arabia, especially as pertains to the health of King Abdullah. That will be a very big factor in the events that will unfold in Saudi Arabia itself.
Do these countries have a credible plan B in place, because they should be seeing this coming now?
You'd hope so. You'd hope so. But I think this has been a shock. What happened in Tunisia, that people could come out into the streets and demonstrate, and that the leader would not just resign but leave the country, is completely unprecedented in the history of the modern Arab world. This was not a coup. This was a democratic mobilization of people overthrowing a leader. What's plan B in that case? This is a part of the world that's been used to autocratic, continuous leadership, often till death. So there really wasn't a plan B, unless that means devolving powers. And I think the region's leaders have yet to create some type of blueprint for what that actually means, other than what Ben Ali and Mubarak have done so far.
Right, so that's all we have at the moment. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. Taufiq Rahim there from the Dubai School of Government, joining us there to go through what's happening in terms of events in Tripoli right now, and indeed in the rest of Libya as well, and discussing who may be next here as well as these anti-government protests sweep across many